Hi everybody, it's Mark here, and I thought I'd just come on and as per the title of this video, I really tried to get on with this very popular deck. I remember when this deck came out, or was actually not even available yet, it was still in a GoFundMe stage. It was the indie version, and I saw it, and I just thought, this is going to be the greatest deck ever. I'm going to love it. I'm already bonding with it, just looking at the images. And but I didn't get it when it was the indie, and then I didn't get it when it was available mass market. But eventually it did come to me. I saw it secondhand in a shop, and I thought, oh, let's pick it up. I remember really loving what I saw about this deck. To be honest, I didn't pick it up when it came out in this Hay House version, was because of all the controversy around this card, the Ten of Swords. This version, the version that the creator, artist, was somewhat pressured or felt pressured to change from the indie version. This is such weak sauce compared to what was in the indie version. Now, I do understand, the reasons and why some people weren't vibing with it or felt it was cultural appropriation and these other things, but it showed a woman, a close-up of her back, and bandaged over were the scars, 10 scars from, we assume, 10 swords. And I just thought, that was one of the images that almost sold me on the deck. It was just so powerful. We don't see the swords, going in or still being in the flesh. It's the aftermath, and I always feel this card is, the worst is over card. So I won't go into the whys and the wherefores of, the debate of should it have stayed or should it have gone. I think my biggest problem is I just find the replacement card to be so nothing. If I did this, you might think that was the Eight of Cups, where someone is walking away and going on to other things. There's no sign of trauma happening here. Here literally is the Eight of Cups from the deck. So how are we supposed to, in a reading, distinguish between those two cards now? So that's my biggest pet peeve about the deck, but I thought, you know what? I'm going to give it a try anyway. I'll just try to get around the fact of that switcheroo that I didn't like. But then another thing I didn't care for once I got the deck. Now, I do love the bright colors, and I love some of the, really great new sort of interpretations of cards that we've seen in other RWS type decks, and sort of being giving a new sort of bright and different look to them, and others are just so silly and kind of shallow, and I really don't get anything from this Justice card. Maybe, this is an interesting Death card. I like the Temperance card. This is my LGBTQ plus card, and so there's some of that energy there. And she does a really great devil, but I've seen this kind of devil in the Urban Tarot before. I really don't get the squirrel with the nuts. What are we doing there? I do like the moon, lots of sun energy. Again, what is happening? I get no major mystical download, upload, or whatever from that card, but then others have, something really great going on. But then we get the real clunkers like my surfboard 3 of Wands, this really ungainly, uninteresting 5 of Wands, and I like to see them in different outfits, like they're different teams competing. That's why it's turning into a real cluster F on the card usually, but I don't even know what they're reaching for in that card. And this one is just, I don't know, the outfit, the whole in the spotlight is not for me. I do like stuff like this where she, you know, again rethinks something that we've seen many, many times. I do like her courts. I think the court cards will sell me on a deck or lose me because I just find them very, very important and they must be relatable. But unfortunately, and even in the courts, I mean, when I like to see a gender balance. I mean, I'm fine with non-binary presences too, but I like to see a male-female balance in the deck. And we know this is usually an all-female card. So when I literally count up the cards, I do love this. Probably one of the best 6 of Cups. If you read it as nostalgia, which I don't, because I do the more Golden Dawn thing, but that's fine. This gives me nothing. But anyway, my point being, as I started using the deck and going through the deck and having this kind of sweet, you know, again, I do like the courts. There are 22 cards out of 78 that have a male figure on it. And they may not even be the main focus. They might just be, you know, one half of the Lover's card or in the background of the 10 of Pentacles or something like that. So in a 78 card deck, when most of the, you know, over a third, closing in on a quarter, are male and the rest are all female, that tells me this deck is not directed at me for my purposes. As you know, as wonderful as many, many people would find this deck, I think this would be a great deck to start. I really hate this eight of discs. It's just clunky. That's a nice card. And this is what I mean by sort of squeezing in a male figure here and there. But what was I saying? Yeah, if it's your beginner deck, it's a great entry level to the RWS system. Basically, there's almost, I mean, I've gone pretty deep into my studies now, and I'm really into the Golden Dawn and the Kabbalah and the mysticism and the decans and all the stuff that goes with it. And there's no nod to any of that in here, and that's okay. That's just not where I am right now on my tarot journey. And so I'm not sure what I would get from this deck. This is like something, you know, I mean, okay, I don't want to be insulting, but you know, if I was a young, let's say high school girl, I would love this deck. I would be absolutely over the top in love with this deck. And I'm not saying you have to be in that, you know, high school female, young, whatever. You don't have to be that to enjoy it. You can, you know, we all have our own tastes and our own thing going on, and we're all at our own point. So when I say I tried, I really, really tried, and I wanted to so much to love the deck, and I don't hate the deck. I really don't. Like I said, I showed you a lot of the images I really, really like, and I do love the colors. One thing I really love about it is swords as birds. That is beautiful. I've seen it in a couple other decks. I don't know which ones came first, but I still love it anyway. And even looking at the cards now, I think, you know, I could keep this deck. You know, it reads great. I have no problem with the way it reads. But I'm just not sure how often I would reach for it. And when I say I tried, I really, really tried. The book that goes with the deck came out in December, and I bought it in wanting to really connect to the cards. I was trying to do this last-ditch effort to see, can our connection be saved? And I have to say, if you do love this deck, and that's great, you have to get this book, because the book is really wonderful. It's beautiful in its presentation. I love all this. It's very casual. It's like the creator's own sort of personal scrapbook on the cards, and there really is a lot of information, details that I didn't even see in the cards themselves, where she gets very, very specific of all the little different things that are sort of going on and why. And there's a lot of runes hidden there, and tattoos and in the background and on things, which I don't know anything about runes, but you know, the creator obviously does. So if you have this deck, if you like this deck, if you love that deck, you really want to get this book. So, you know, I am moving both of them along. I think it's time, but you know, as I do that, sort of to balance the scales, you know, I'm promoting the book. So anyway, that's all from me. I'd like to hear from you what you think about the Light Seers Tarot in the comments, because I have seen it just go right up, and then I started to see it in secondhand shops a lot, and it may be just because a lot were sold initially, but people seem to be going off it now a little bit. So that's it for now. I'll see you next time. Bye.